So good evening everyone. So I am Awilun Abdul Aziz D. So in this video, I will be going to share my insights or my understanding in the three chapters using blindfold. So honestly, after viewing earlier or studying, I realized that discourse analysis is way more than just studying grammar or sentences. Like in the chapter 1, the main point is that language is actually useless without context. Even a simple phrase can have completely different meanings depending on who is speaking and where it is being said. So, for example, when a pilot hears the phrase, the runway is full. So, for the pilot, it is an instruction telling them that they need to circle around or stay in the air for a while. But for someone just waiting to pick up a passenger at the airport, it is simply an explanation as to why the flight is delayed. So in short, uh, the words are exactly the same, but the act or the real meaning changes entirely based on the situation. So there are words that have the same structure, but for others it has a different meaning. So moving on to the chapter 2, it shows how our social circle shapes the way how we speak. Like dito na guys papasok yung discourse communities. So we all belongs to different discourse communities, whether it is your family, our family, workplace, or even in the online gaming groups. We naturally adjust our social identity. So for example in the Facebook, if we know what is his or her social identity, we tend to fit or nakikisalamuha tayo sa kanila to fit or fill in the gaps like that. So like alam nyo guys, like for example, if we tend to speak to our professors, to our teachers, to like for our elders, or like upper or our superior than us, we tend to speak in a very formal and respectful way. But when I speak to my friends or my closest friends, uh like my speech is full of slangs and shortcuts. So this does not mean I am fake or we are fake, we are being fake. So it is simply a way of using the right kind of language so we can be accepted and understood within that specific group. Like yung discourse communities na to guys, it depends on who we are talking to. Then finally on the chapter 3, we explored the pragmatics. So pragmatics, it is basically all about reading reading between the lines. So it focuses on understanding what a person really means rather than just looking at the literal definition of their words. So we use what are called the ano ba yan? Speech acts to perform speech acts to perform ano ba yung speech acts? Speech acts to perform actions through the use of our language. So for instance, if I say it's getting late, like that. So my actual intention might be to politely ask my guest to leave without saying it directly, like ganto, like may bisita dito sa amin, like that. Pero sasabihin, like I will be going to say that, uy, gabi na. Like, but the real intention, like intention in my praise is that I am asking my guests politely to leave the house because it is getting dark, like that. Sometimes we even intentionally break the usual rules of conversation just to be polite. Like when a friend asked me if their singing was good, even though it clearly was not. So like ganto, like example, if my classmate sing, then I will compliment. If he or she asks me if his voice or her voice is beautiful, then I will just going to say yes, it is good. The singing was good. So pero the actual meaning is that it is not. So ganun lang guys, para lang hindi ma-feel ng person na yon na like parang hindi disrespectful. So I might answer with, "You're definitely very brave for performing." I'm not exactly lying, but I'm also not saying it was great. So overall, I learned that language is like a social dance where we constantly adjust our steps and manage how we want to be perceived by others. That's all for my explanation.